Hockey fans, we are live here at the Arctic Edge of Canton, where it is the Division II championship game for the state, as it is Pioneer, Ann Arbor Pioneer taking on Regina Lutheran North. And let's talk about the home team, Regina Lutheran North. They are 13-13 on the season. They were fifth place on Group B. These two teams did play each other back on December 19th. It was Regina who beat Pioneer 6-5, and I believe that was the only time these two squads played each other. In that game, the Pioneer goalie, Templeton, went down, and we're hoping that all the players can play throughout this entire game. Let's talk about the last 5 games that have been going on here with this team as they beat Skyline. They lost to Skyline 3-2 back on February 19th. On February 21st, they lost to Grosse Pointe South, who's playing for the state championship for Division I. On the 23rd, they lost 5-0 to Livonia United. And then in the playoffs, they beat Northville to advance to last Wednesday. That was a 7-0 game. Then they beat Mercy in a triple overtime game that happened last Wednesday. That was a 2-1 win, and I'm lucky enough to have Coach Ned with me today. How you doing, Coach Ned? As I got you just as you took a bite of some M&Ms.
That's my power lunch. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Mark.
We appreciate
Glad to be here. More building the sport with women's hockey, right?
Absolutely, and it's got to be tough. Have you been part of many triple overtime games?
Triple overtime. In my own playing days, yes. Coaching, I think I would have lost it. I don't think I have in broadcasting. So, that's a long time.
Well, thankfully we have a couple hours between games today. So if anything like that happens, taking a look at the top scores for this team, Domke has 48 points on 28 goals and 20 assists. Barnhart has 35 points on 20 goals and 15 assists. Desmadrio has 22 points on 12 goals and 10 assists. Lewis has 17 points on 10 goals and 7 assists. And Wright has 14 points on 5 goals and 9 assists. The other team is the Pioneers, Ann Arbor Pioneer. They're 7-18-1 on the season. Again, they had that one loss, 6-5 loss to this team. Taking a look at the last 5 games for Pioneer. They lost to Washtenaw United 8-3 back on February 19th. They lost to Huron Skyline 7-1 back on the 20th. And they lost to Traverse City, their final regular season home game. That was a 7-0 loss on the 22nd. They then advanced to this game by beating St. Clair Shores. That was on the last Saturday, a week ago. They won that one. Pioneer did 4-1. They beat Plymouth Canton Salem this past Wednesday to advance. That was a 7-2 game for Pioneer. Taking a look at their top scores for Pioneer as we pull up the roster. Shikachi has 27 points on 16 goals and 11 assists. Heben has 24 points on 19 goals and 5 assists. Portinga has 22 points on 11 goals and 11 assists. Joe, 16 points on 7 goals and 9 assists. And Pace with 15 points on 4 goals and 11 assists. So taking a look at, again, we can show the, as I pull this up here, we can show the how folks got here. So let me bring up the Division II bracket here, and we can see that Division II bracket listed, and you can see exactly how things got to today as we talked about that. But this has been all here at the Arctic Edge of Canton. It's been a fantastic time so far, as we have about 2 minutes before we're about to get going here. And in a big game like this, with especially, you've coached a lot of different levels of hockey, Coach Ned, including some high school. What do you do with high school players going into a state championship game? How do you get that emotion but not let people get overly emotional and kind of have issues that way?
Well, that's the key right there. My experience with the high school has mostly been the guys, and that situation is you got to make sure they're not too high. I think with the girls, it's probably like our college girls.
Yeah.
You got to keep them focused and not let them get too nervous. Not worry about making mistakes. Just go out there, have fun, play your game. Do things do things that you're comfortable with. In practice you want to try new things, maybe not so much out here. And make sure to take care of your end first. Sure, you want to be a superstar, a hero, and get a goal in this game, but you want to protect your own end first. So I'm sure the coaches are saying, look, let's take care of our end where the work comes in, the other end's fun, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely, as the home team is Regina Lutheran North. They are in their home whites with the baby blue on the back and Regina on the front. They have the dark and baby blue across the middle, dark pants, and the two different blues on the socks.
That's
white
a nice jersey.
It is.
Nice jersey.
It's a nice jersey. I just have to remind myself it's not pronounced like the Canadian area. It's Regina.
Okay. And the Pioneer one I have to get used to because having coached Huron for all those years, that's a switch. But I got to be a little bit of a homer here and hope that an Ann Arbor team does well.
So I know that purple's not something that you're used to having.
I just hope
Bacon.
I hope Bacon's not listening to this.
We'd love if John was out there watching, but understandable. And Pioneer is in their road purples with the blockades on the front. They have a little white across the middle, numbers in white on the back and on the sleeves, dark pants, dark socks, and a combination of dark and white helmets. As we are about to get ready to go, as they will have the starting lineups as soon as they clean things up, so they don't get a nice resurfacing between the warm-ups, and you don't get a nice resurfacing unless they change it for the state championship game. Typically between the first and second period, they don't resurface, but they do between the second and third. Typically, it's a 2-official system, although now we have a 3-official system for this.
They brought in a 3 because of some of the things that went on this week.
Gotcha. So extra official here, as that always makes it excellent. And now we'll get the starting lineups for both of these squads. Pioneer will start first. And we'll have the national anthem. It is a good crowd coming in here. We have a fair number of people to our right and left.
Still good seats available, though.
Absolutely.
I can't get you in free, but they're good seats.
If you're willing to sit in front of us, there's plenty of seats.
There you go.
So talking about sportsmanship across the way. As here are the starters. Portinga starting for Pioneer comes out to the blue line.
We're in the A.
Shikachi skates out to the blue line. Woodside, the other starting forward, comes out to the blue line. Cundiff, starting defense, coming out to the blue line. And the captain, Jof, defender, comes out to the blue line. And alternate captain, Templeton, she has gotten better and better all season long. And her first season playing at goalie, and she has improved.
I'm guessing that Jof is an Ann Arbor legacy from her fathers or uncles playing in the leagues I play in. So she comes from good blood.
Absolutely. Barnhart comes out for Regina. Brown, another forward, skates out to the blue line for Regina. Lewis skates out to the blue line, the other starting forward. Domke skates out to the blue line, starting defender. Wright, the other starting defender, comes out for Regina. And Garrett is the starting goalkeeper. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem.
The singing of our national anthem, performed this afternoon by the U.S. Army Band.
again, we're very lucky to have Coach Ned with us, as you've been stuck with just Ben or me throughout this time, and now actually have another voice out here, so you're not just stuck with my voice.
Give you a break.
Absolutely.
So on the Regina jerseys, is that a star dotting the I?
I believe it is. I believe it is.
Nice little touch. I'm a jersey guy, so, or a sweater guy if you want to be
Absolutely.
old Canadian.
What's your preferred? Do you like the sweater or the jersey?
Well, the problem is if I say sweater to half the people I know, they think I'm talking about a wool sweater. But, yeah, so I have to be careful.
You also got to do the alternate versus the assistant captain in other sports, and also.
Right, yep.
So it's the Division II championship game for the state here between Pioneer and the Regina, Lutheran North.
Good to see Lonnie on the bench.
Absolutely. Big thank you to the Granthams, who have been huge for hockey in Ann Arbor.
Lana's our franchise on Sunday night, so we'll hopefully see him tomorrow.
Portinga in to take the face off. Over on the other side, that moved all the way down and along the near boards, trying to bring ahead. That sent back, picking up his Barnhart. Barnhart sending it all the way down, that tipped. That'll go all the way back in along the end boards, picked up by Joe. Joe feeds it down the far boards. Gathered up, trying to move it ahead. Over there is Shikachi, battle in along the far boards, all the way back into the Regina zone. Right picks it up outside her far circle. Right firing it all the way back into the neutral zone. Joe has it at center ice. Joe trying to feed it ahead. That goes all the way back. Domke goes back behind her own goal to pick that up. Domke coming in along the near boards. As that head of steam coming in. Domke outside the near circle. Domke coming in. Shot and a save by Templeton.
That was end to end. Walked right in front of her, walked out in front of her own net, and nobody took a good spot to take her, but she walked by everybody.
And it's nice to have that kind of speed from the defensive side to go end to end.
Yeah, and you're going to have to mark that number because she's going to be a problem for Pioneer.
Taylor in to take the face-off in the near face-off circle. There's Heben on the other side. That's Templeton's left. That puck, Heben has it in along the near boards. Rosenfeld trying to get it out of the zone. That held in. Popped up high.
Big block. Look at this. Gets a breakaway.
Here comes Heben. Heben trying a backhanded pass, trying to get it all the way across the pace into the near corner. Esch trying to get it out of the zone. Rosenfeld outside the near circle. Now Heben back into the near corner. And back to the near point is Alexis Young trying to hold it in. Now Taylor coming down the far boards. Pace trying to turn on it, but that tipped out there by Bamford. Trying to pull it out in front of the scores bench. Here comes Taylor. Taylor has a head of steam coming in. Or excuse me, that's right with the shot. Goes over the crossbar into the far corner. Horvath trying to get it away from Bamford. Now Alexis Young coming down the far boards. Alexis Young ahead to Heben. Heben right at center ice. Two defenders in front of her. Now Rosenfeld over to the near side. Shot, and Garrett a glove save. 13:21 left to go here in the first.
They've got some people on the Regina team that can fly.
Absolutely. So Regina already showing some speed. Portinga in to take the face-off. As I believe that's Barnhart on the other side. That puck in along the far boards, back into the far corner. Trying to chip it ahead. Outside the far circle, trying to move it all the way across was Portinga. That comes right back behind Garrett in along. Right through the slot as that's tipped, trying to move it over. Was Joe. Puck comes right back behind and along the end boards. Backhanded out in front, trying to get to it was Woodside. Now that ricocheted off the near boards, coming all the way ahead. Battle for it there. Lewis trying to get it out of the zone. Battle right at the near point as that slipped back into the neutral zone. Portinga all the way across as that's picked up, coming in with it. Top of the far circle, that fired by Shikachi all the way back. Now Jof has it into the far corner. Jof trying to get a centering attempt. That got knocked away all the way back into the neutral zone. As now down the near boards, that chipped ahead by Shikachi. Portinga back over to Woodside.
Good riding time by the Pioneer squad, keeping in that end.
Here comes Wright, who has some speed from the defense.
I bet she's a goal scorer.
Top of the near circle, shot that deflects off of the dasher, back into the far corner. Cundiff trying to feed it ahead. That puck down the far boards through the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it, Shikachi here. Shikachi with speed as well. Now racing in, Cundiff ends up with a collision right at the blue line. Barnhart feeds it right back into, trying to get into the neutral zone. There it is. Battle right at center ice. Tipped away from Pace. As now that backhanded right to the Pioneer blue line. Fired ahead and
Trying
almost.
to get him with too many.
Absolutely. The puck right in front of the bench is trying to catch a two-man man on the ice. Now coming ahead with it. Here comes Domke. Domke top of the far circle. Domke outside the far circle shot. Templeton with the save.
That was
Rosenfeld.
a nice shot. Bad angle.
Absolutely. Rosenfeld back trying to get it out. Right back through the neutral zone as that fired ahead by Desmondrill into the near corner. Cundiff goes back behind her own goal trying to avoid pressure from Esch and then Bamford. Pace chips it back at the far point. Held in there. Pace again trying to get it back into the neutral zone.
All right.
Racing ahead with it. Here comes Heben. Heben, that tipped into the near corner. Picked up by Rosenfeld there. Underneath the near circle, here comes Regina down the near boards, trying to move it ahead to Esch. Esch picks it up at center ice. Esch, that tipped right back into the high slot in the Pioneer zone. Spinning there. There's a shot by Taylor. That deflects outside of the far circle. Bamford fires it. That knockdown out in front and was a good job to pull that away by Bergman.
3-on-2.
Here comes Pioneer with numbers coming down the near boards. Here comes Heben. Heben backhands it, trying to get it all the way over to Pace. Pace into the far corner. Out in front, Heben with a shot. That got deflected. Good defense back there by Regina.
Got to give Pioneer credit to trying to make the play on the backhand. Good for them.
As racing in, Barnhart with it. Barnhart coming in back behind the goal as that
Nice
comes
save.
outside the near circle. Templeton got a piece of it. Barnhart, high slot. Barnhart with a shot there. That can't get through traffic. Pulled all the way down. That'll go back into the Regina zone. 10-13 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. It's a long period without a stoppage. It's a lot of clean hockey there.
I'll tell you, difference in styles, I really appreciate and impressed with Pioneer's use of their teammates, moving the puck really well. I can see where Regina is dependent on a couple people to solo it, maybe not finish to a teammate. So we'll see how that plays out.
Face off in the far face off circle. That tip back into the neutral zone. Right has it at center ice. Right slips back to her blue line. Now launches it ahead. That deflected all the way back into the far corner. Sent ahead by Estella Young. Now Domke has it back in the neutral zone. Domke back. Leonard has it then along the far boards as that's fired ahead. Barnhart with it. Now comes down. Here comes Jove. Jove trying to make a move. That tipped away as a really good move there by Barnhart.
Boy, this Pioneer team, the defense knows that blue line is so important. They get it off that out of that blue line every time.
Woodside trying to get it back. Barnhart takes it, fires it all the way across. Snap puck right at the Regina blue line. Now fired ahead by Barnhart. Portinga trying to get to it. Now fed ahead. As coming in, that fired all the way back deep by Brown. As that stick back behind the goal. Ricocheted off the far board. And trying to fire it back deep over there. Battle for it as Brown had it back behind. Now the puck in along the far boards. Fired ahead, trying to hold it in at the far point was Desmondrill. Now that comes in along the near boards. Portinga trying to get back past the defense.
There's going to be a penalty.
As her and Wright got tangled up, as that will be a power play.
Should be a trip.
Tripping call at 8:55. First power play of the game. Pioneer will have the 5-on-3 power play as Wright into the box. Scoreless so far, 8:55 left to go here in the first of the Division II State Championship for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League playoffs. Even in taking the face off as that comes back into the near corner, trying to feed it ahead. That right to the blue line now, getting back. Here comes Domke. Domke with a breakaway. Domke into the slot. Domke makes a move and scores it. Short-handed goal.
Like 12 seconds in. Wow.
And that was just from the defensive side, a very, very, very good skating by Domke. Took it all the way back. Templed as
shot blocked at the point, and then a nice move on the goal.
Absolutely, as it was an excellent try by Templeton to knock it away from there. But Domke with the goal at 8:42. So Regina takes the lead. And that's a shorthanded goal, so that can sometimes affect your momentum as well. As coming in, here comes Pioneer trying to get it right back. Joe, backhanded shot that goes right in along the backboards. Now Desmadrio coming down the far boards. Desmadrio moves it ahead. Now racing in. Here comes Barnhart. Barnhart into the slot. Barnhart makes a shot at Templeton. Got a piece of it. Comes right back behind the goal. As it's 1-0. Regina with the lead. There's still 1 minute 14 seconds left on the Pioneer power play. That puck ricochets in along the far boards of the neutral zone. Chip there, now bringing it ahead. Here comes Regina. That tipped away in along the near boards as Lewis has it. Lewis trying to fire it all the way back deep.
Good kill because Pioneer really hasn't had the puck in their zone yet.
Alexis Young into the far corner. As the Regina special teams have been fantastic for the first minute 10 of this power play.
No shots even.
Lewis picks it up down the far boards. That intercepted. Now trying to feed it ahead. Here comes Pioneer. Eben, top of the far circle, but that fired and knocked right away as that's sent back all the way over by Murakachi. Try and get that better. Picked up. Now Horvath. Horvath coming down the far boards. Horvath gets into the zone. Picked up back behind. Regina racing ahead with it.
Oh, boy.
Down the near boards as Desmadrio. Desmadrio has it top of the near circle. Desmadrio into the near corner with it. As that puck into the slot as Barnhart with a shot. Templeton with the save. That was a blast from the slot. And
the way that play was killing the penalty, the defender brought it up nice and slow right through the whole group and picked her spot.
6:55 left to go. Both teams back at full strength. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. Portinga to take the face-off. Desmadrio on the other side. Puck back to the near point. Holding it in, firing it back deep is Barnhart into the near corner. Chipped around. Lewis chasing it. Now underneath the far circle, that's sent right back behind Templeton. Estella Young trying to pull that away. Comes in along the far boards, lifted back, tipped right to center. As that picked up, now looks like Taylor moves it all the way across. No, Wright moves it all the way across. That puck in along the near boards, trying to dig it out there. Estella Young. Now that chipped into the near corner. Portinga races over trying to get to it. Portinga back behind Templeton from the near side of the far side.
Yard sale of sticks out there.
Indeed. And held in at the far point. So that was a good job back over there by Domke to hold it in. Puck into the far corner. Pioneer trying to get it out of the zone. Coming down the far boards. That will go all the way back deep. That will be icing as Wright will let that go and we'll bring it back into the Pioneer zone.
That doesn't hurt them on a change for high school girls hockey,
Nope,
right?
For high school you can change on an icing. You cannot in college or pro. So little change depending on what you're watching in your evenings.
I noticed them doing that without repercussions, and I thought, oh, that's something different for them. They can learn that next year.
Indeed, I believe boys hockey is the same way in high school.
Yeah.
Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. That's Taylor taking the face-off, trying to get it over to Ash all the way back.
Good draw right to her wing.
Now Domke trying to fire it back deep. That goes right back behind. Cundiff trying to pick it up back behind the goal. Cundiff coming down the far boards. 5:49 left to go here. As that's sent ahead by Bergman, 1-0. Regina with the lead here in the Division II state championship game for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League.
Putting a lot of pressure on those forwards defense to get it out of the zone.
Trying to move it ahead is Pace over there now, chipping away at it. I believe that's Eben trying to pull it away. That fired right back in. Here comes into the far corner. Cundiff with it. Cundiff underneath the far circle. Cundiff ricochets it off the far board. Domke holds it in. That's a shot saved by Templeton.
That's a
underneath
great save.
Absolutely, Bergman.
Bouncing puck.
Yeah, not an easy puck to deal with. Is that puck right back into the far corner, trying to chip it away. Here comes Pioneer. Racing ahead with it is that brought ahead by Pace, moved over. Coming in with it is Rosenfeld. Rosenfeld, top of the near circle. Rosenfeld with the shot. Garrett with the save.
That's all of their second shot of the period. I've got it 9, Regina 9, Pioneer 2.
So Pioneers had some ride time, but they are definitely behind on the shots and goal. Regina has shown their offensive prowess and their ability to go goal line to goal line with some speed.
And they're doing a pretty good job of no-shot defense. They get it in the zone, but they don't allow a shot.
He's trying to get a shot away there.
They're in trouble now.
Coming back, racing ahead with it is Domke. Domke gains the zone. Domke, top of the far circle. Domke with the shot. Templeton with the save, and she covers it up. And face-off will be in the Pioneer zone in the far face-off circle. That is going to be to the right of Templeton.
Another good rush.
Portingen to take the face-off. Desmadrio on the other side. That into the slot, moved into the near corner. Trying to pull it away. Pioneer sends it down the near boards. That puck into the neutral zone. Racing back. Desmadrio going to get it outside the near circle. Woodside back there providing, trying to knock that away. Trying to get some offense for Pioneer. Swept right back. And it'll go back into the neutral zone. And Horvath back into her own zone, into the far corner, trying to get it out. Pressure by Lewis back over there. Puck back into the neutral zone. And moved over to Desmadrio. Desmadrio feeds it ahead. That tip back over there by Lewis into the far corner. Puck picked up by Wright outside the far circle as the Pioneer fans trying to urge on their team to get this game tied up. It's a 1-0 lead by Regina. Barnhart brings it in. Barnhart outside the far circle. That chipped back. Now here comes Pioneer. Here comes Shikachi. Shikachi has some wheels. Shikachi making it back outside the far circle. Shikachi trying to make a move. That tipped away by Desmadrio. Really good defense by Regina.
Good defense. Good back check now.
Now here comes Woodside as that pulled back away. Deflected off of the far board. Jof now waiting for a team to clear the zone. Fires it right back in, and Wright chases it back behind Garrett. Underneath the near circle, 3:22 left to go here.
Nice pass. Sauce pass, everything. Woo.
Ash trying to fire it back deep into the Pioneer zone. Jof fires it the other direction. Here comes Pioneer. Shikachi racing down the far board. Shikachi has Heben to her left. There's a shot. Garrett with it. Oh, backhanded shot. Wouldn't quite settle down for Heben. She loses an edge, but that puck fired all the way down on edge. That'll be a shot on goal as Templeton has to stop it. And right in front of her.
That was almost a shot for a pass.
Indeed. Bamford was right on the doorstep looking for the rebound. 2:56 left to go here in the first. Opportunities for both teams, but a lot more for Regina. They have the 1-0 lead here in the first. Face off to Templeton's left in the near face-off circle. That's going to be Taylor in to take the face-off. Heben on the other side. And puck outside the near circle, fired all the way around, right top of the far circle.
Nice
now Donkey. Shot knocked away by Templeton. Back behind Bergman trying to move it in along the near boards. So that puck comes over to Rosenfeld outside the near circle. Right. Staying back, trying to watch. Rosenfeld coming in. Wright trying to get a poke check away, and that into the far corner. Good defense by Wright. Domke trying to get to it.
Go.
Out in front is Heben with a shot. That knocked away by Garrett. All the way back outside the far circle. Bamford trying to get it out of the zone. Bergman trying to hold it in. Heben with the blast. That goes just wide into the near corner. Fed down the near boards. Cundiff trying to hold it in. Battle for it there as Ash gets it back into the neutral zone. Oh, almost found a streaking Bamford down the far side. As Domke at the far point of her own zone.
Could be too many men right there.
As that's always dangerous when you have the puck right at your bench and you're making a line change. Good job by Regina to avoid the penalty.
I meant that as neutral general, too many men.
Indeed, yes. Too many skaters, one of those things, absolutely. It tipped up in along the far boards and now go all the way back into the far corner. Domke trying to chip it ahead as Bergman sending it down the far boards.
Oh.
And knocked away from pace. Blast from outside the far circle. Templeton with the save.
Templeton's going to get a workout today.
I was trying to see. That was Barnhart with the blast from outside the far circle. Yeah, Templeton's already been quite busy.
They figured out the forecheck. Early on, Pioneer was getting it by that blue line pretty easily, but they're holding that line now and really making it tough for the Pioneer forwards and defense to clear the zone.
As Desmadrio versus Portinga in the far face-off circle. Back as Barnhart moves it over into the far corner.
There you go.
Intercepted, trying to move it, coming down the near boards, racing ahead with it. Here comes Pioneer as Kang trying to get it back deep. Puck into the far corner. Portinga chases it back. Portinga trying to dig it out of the far corner. He's back over there trying to get it out of there. Domke trying to pull it away. Portinga back in along the end boards. Now underneath the near circle. Chipped down the near boards. Alexis Young chasing it back. She's able to hold it in, trying to get it away from Brown. Brown trying to dig it off of that near board. Portinga holds it in at the near point. Shot there, and Garrett with a save as Shikachi deflected it right out in front.
Nice
and Garrett.
tip.
Oh, good job to see it by Garrett. That all the way back, coming down the far boards. Portinga trying to keep it in. Now that picked up by Shikachi right at center ice. Pressure coming. Shikachi just able to get around Brown. Shikachi through the slot. That knocked away. Puck in along the far boards, and Regina has really not made it easy to get a shot away. Tipped right at the blue line. Pioneer trying to knock it away from Barnhart now. Here comes Alexis Young. Alexis Young coming down the far
20
boards.
seconds.
Chipped by Ash. 19 seconds left to go as that picked up back behind by Horvath. Horvath moves it down the far boards. Here comes Shikachi. Shikachi right to center ice. Now that blasted right back in deep by Taylor. So that'll go back into the far corner. 5 seconds left to go. Out in front. Loose as that'll go just
save.
wide to the near side. Templeton with a piece of it, and that will do it.
That would have been huge.
As you really don't want to let a goal go in the first minute or the last minute of a period, then it really kind of hurts your momentum there. And Templeton, for a first-year goaltender, she has
First-year goaltender?
Yeah, first-year goaltender. She's stood on her head.
Wow. Well, she has 14 saves, and the other end is 5. So yeah, Pioneer's got to figure this out, get some shots. I know what Lonnie's saying right now is, how about some shots? Because they're not going to go in without a shot.
So 14-5 shots on goal. And what do you say? What is the Regina coach? What would you be saying to your team to keep them fired up, to keep that momentum going, but not get too happy?
It's 0-0.
Yeah.
It's the state finals. You kind of whisper that so they don't get too fired up. It's 0-0, and you just do what you've been doing. If you can get 14 shots a period, only give up 5 with no rebounds, then you're doing a good job. And they're focused on their end.
Yeah.
And that's what they need to keep doing is defense wins championships. So.
Regina has had a solid defense. Pioneer with a couple opportunities, but the bulk of them on the Regina side.
And frankly, some of the Pioneer chances have been nowhere near as good a chances as Regina's. I mean, breakaways.
Indeed, indeed.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if Pioneer power play come around. I would not want to see Regina's power play at this point.
Their one goal was shorthanded, so
Right,
that's.
I'm just afraid with the speed they got, especially on the back line,
Yeah.
that power play could be pretty deadly.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As Barnhart in to take the faceoff versus Heben as we head into the second. It is Regina 1, Pioneer nothing for the Division II state championship for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League. As we're back under play, coming down the far boards. Brown trying to get to it. That fired all the way back deep. And will be sticked into the near corner by Templeton. Picked up by Jof. Jof coming down the near boards. Trying to get it out of there. Picked up by Pace. Pace coming down the far boards. Pace gains his own pace. And top of the far circle tipped away. Now Jof Cuban trying to get a shot away. That puck into the near corner. Chipped in along the near boards. Regina trying to move it ahead to Barnhart. Lewis trying to pull it away. That puck into the far corner. Now ahead. See if Lewis tipped it. It looks like it's going to be icing. So just out of Lewis's reach, and they'll go for icing all the way back into the Regina zone. 14:22 left to go here in the second. As we do want to remind everyone, there is a PWHL game coming March 16th. If we want to prove that Detroit should have the next franchise, we'd love to see a lot of people out there. I have my tickets, and it was a great time last year. We'd love to see a full crowd out at Little Caesars Arena.
You're not doing the play-by-play?
If they would let me, if the Elitch family hears, if they would let me, I would definitely do it.
You're putting the word out right now? You know what? I'd do some homework for that one.
Yeah.
I'd memorize some numbers.
Absolutely. Puck into the far corner, picked up, trying to feed it down right. That slips back into the neutral zone.
That's trouble.
Racing ahead. Here comes Regina coming down as there's a shot. Templeton with the save as that was a blast by Lewis. And a good shot by Lewis. Templeton able to corral it. 14:02 left to go here in the second.
That speed is an edge there. We lose those battles for the puck at open ice, and it ends up being almost a breakaway.
Taylor in to take the faceoff versus Portinga in the far faceoff circle. That puck all the way back to the far point. Now moved through the slot, trying to get to it to Smadril. That lifted right back into the neutral zone, racing ahead. Here comes Portinga trying to get back past the defense. Portinga shot as that slips back behind, and it just wouldn't settle down on the near side. As an excellent opportunity for Shikachi, but the puck wouldn't settle down. Portinga underneath the near circle. There's a blast out into the slot. Domke trying to move it down the far boards. Pioneer trying to hold it in, but that back out into the neutral zone. Estella Young right at center ice. Bamford trying to pull it in. Now that brought in, and that'll be offsides as Esch just didn't see Taylor bringing it in and didn't notice that it had left the zone. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. That just outside of the Pioneer zone in front of the Regina bench.
Pioneers just got get a little puck luck on these rebounds. They're bouncing over sticks.
13:25 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Regina with a shorthanded goal. They have the lead. Now here comes Domke. Domke coming down the near boards. Domke gains the zone. Domke with a shot that goes wide. Picked up back behind Bergman. Or Estella Young, with it. That comes back to the near point. Barnhart trying to feed it into the slot. Coming down the far boards. Here comes Rosenfeld. Rosenfeld steers it back deep. Picked up, sent the other direction by Desmadril. That'll skitter back deep into the Pioneer zone. Jof has it into the far corner. Jof back behind her own goal from the far side to the near side. Jof trying to avoid pressure. Barnhart trying to knock it away. That puck right to center and then tipped back in along the near boards by Desmadril. Right at center ice. Heben trying to get it into the zone. Heben at the near point. Now that leaves the zone. Pace trying to put it back in. Pace, high slot. Pace that tipped away. Knocked back by Domke. Now trying to pull it through. Racing ahead. Here comes Regina as Barnhart outside the near circle. Barnhart.
Good defense.
Trying to drive her wide was Cundiff. That wouldn't settle down.
Fortunate.
Centering attempt.
Got to watch that person coming in late.
Here comes Heben. Heben trying to get past two defenders. That chipped right back. Rosenfeld at the far point now coming in. Here comes Regina. Top of the far circle. That's right with a shot and a glove save. It's a good opportunity by Wright, and flash of the glove by Templeton keeps it a 1-0 game. Regina with the lead for the Division II state championship for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League. Taylor in the far face-off circle. That to Templeton's left. Portinga in to take the face-off on the other side. As that puck down, control back to the far point. Wright trying to hold it in there. Now onto the far circle, deflected back. Esch trying to pull it away. Ellis over there for Pioneer. Now Taylor with a blast, trying to put it back deep. Intercepted onto the far circle, coming ahead with it. Here comes Cundiff. Cundiff trying to get past the defense. Cundiff
got her leaning forward.
Chipped over underneath the near circle, and that was really good defense by Wright back there.
Very good recovery.
Keep it away. That puck top of the near circle. Portinga trying to get a shot away. That got blocked, and now Garrett covers it up.
Pioneers finding their chances in the deep slot, always on a backhand. They're always going to their backhand, or they're always stuck on their backhand. And that's killing their shot chances. I don't know if
you can definitely score on backhand, but you just can't get the same sort of blast as you can on the forehand.
Right.
11:38 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Regina with the lead as Shikachi into the near corner, trying to get around Desmadril.
And frankly, it takes confidence to take that shot, and you're not seeing it, where they're not taking it.
And all the way back as Alexis Young chases it back behind. As that in along the far boards goes right back behind the goal into the near corner. 11:19 left to go. Here comes Shikachi, held in. That tip back by Desmadril. Now racing ahead. Shikachi trying to get around Desmadril. As that puck tipped, and that will be a whistle and a stoppage in play. 11:07 left to go here in the second. 1-0.
Good game, close one. People getting their money's worth.
This is Division II championship for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League. The Division I championship will be at 5 o'clock. That is between Grosse Pointe South and Mid-Michigan. As that puck in along the M boards. Picking up back behind is Wright. Wright feeds it all the way down the far boards. That tip, Jof holds it in. Jof trying to get a shot away. Now into the far corner. Heben with it there. Heben centering attempt.
Right. Never know what it's going to hit.
All the way across, trying to get it over as Jove trying
There
to
you
hold
go.
it in. There's a blast by
Oh,
Eben.
nice one-timer.
That out in front. Good save back there by Garrett as that comes all the way back into the Pioneer zone. Cundiff races it. Pressure coming from behind by Brown. Cundiff chips it right into the slot. Picked up by Heben. Heben coming down the far side. Barnhart looking to provide pressure right in the neutral zone. Good poke check by Barnhart. As Heben trying to backhand it deep, that held and sent right back deep into the Pioneer zone.
See what?
Now be icing.
There's a lot of make them bring it the distance. I mean, it's a harder change in the second period with the benches. They're just trying to make sure that they don't make any mistakes. Make Pioneer bring it the length, dumping it in the zone.
And some good poke checks there to keep them from having momentum too.
Yeah.
10-16 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Regina with the lead. Taylor in to take the face-off in the far face-off circle to Garrett's right. Heben on the other side. Let's have face-off onto the far circle. Now back to the far point. And Chip trying to get it back deep. That's sent all the way down the ice. That'll be icing again and right back into the Regina zone with 10:07 left to go.
Maybe part of their strategy. I don't know.
Well, again, it's much easier if you can get a line change on an icing. You don't have to worry about your squad getting stuck out there.
Taking a timeout or something like that.
Indeed. Face off back to the right of Garrett in the far face off circle. Again, that's going to be Taylor versus Heben. Puck as Heben has it right at the blue line. Heben trying to fire it into the slot. Bouncing puck picked up. Now Alexis or Pace with the shot. That glove by Garrett.
I think
shot.
For the first time in the game, Pioneer's leading in shots for the period.
For the period. So Pioneer trying to Pioneer's coach telling them take more shots, and obviously Regina with the lead, they're being safe and trying to make sure that
Allegedly.
their defense, indeed. But they have speed. They have some players who can go all the way down the ice.
Any of you guys from Letterkenny or Shoresy, allegedly they've asked him to take more shots.
Right at the near point, there's a shot by
another
Jove, knocked down. And along the near board, Jove chasing it into the near corner, trying to chip it ahead. That picked up back behind by Barnhart. Barnhart in along the far boards into the far corner. Barnhart trying to get it out of the zone, battling a pair of Pioneer players. Back there also coming ahead with it is that's Domke trying to move it. That fired all the way down. That'll be a shot on goal, covered up by Templeton. Right back there, Cochin was sitting right out in front of the crease. 9:27 left to go here in the second. As there's the Regina crowd really getting into it. As that tipped all the way back in along the near boards, back into
Nice
the neutral
play.
zone. Here comes Shikachi. Shikachi, top of the near circle. Shot
Oh,
there.
there,
Garrett with
there
the
it is, the
save.
backhand.
Portinga trying to get to it.
Oh,
That's a
man.
save by Garrett. Two high-quality chances by Pioneer. Garrett comes up huge there.
She went to that blocker side nicely. It made a great save. Once again, the puck bounced a little bit for the rebound.
9:13 left to go here in the second. Face-off in the far face-off circle. As, that's sent in along the far boards all the way back.
Oh, they waved it off.
As icing waved off, that puck back in along the far boards. Chip back to the far point. Barnhart trying to hold it in. That fired right at center ice. Picked up by Shikachi. Shikachi trying to get past. And it tipped back.
Somebody
Is
go with
racing
her.
back, trying to get to it into the near corner. Two players end up down on the ice.
Got a penalty coming.
So I believe that was Wright who got tangled up back over there. 8:41 left to go here in the second. And Wright in for roughing.
I can tell you right now that if Regina scores another one here, we're going to decline. Pioneer's going to decline the next penalty.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, as Regina was able to, their lone goal was shorthanded. So Pioneer's going to try to avoid that. Regina would love to get another shorthanded goal. That's sent all the way down the ice, racing ahead. Here comes Barnhart. Barnhart trying to get to it as Cundiff outside the near circle. Cundiff bringing it over center ice. Cundiff coming down the near boards. That chipped back as Domke trying to knock it away. Now Lewis chases it back behind. Desmadriel trying to get it away from Heben. That puck into the far corner. Back sent right through the crease back to the near point. Held in by Horvath. Horvath with a shot that got knocked away coming down the near boards. Here comes Regina. Regina trying to feed it ahead as Desmadriel gets it. Now pulling it in. Here comes Barnhart. Barnhart outside the near circle with 1:20 left to go on the Pioneer power play. Desmadriel shot from the far circle. That got deflected back behind. Trying to feed it in along the near boards. That gathered up. Here comes Pace. Pace over on blue line. Pace trying to get around Lewis, who has good defense. Pace moving it over to Rosenfeld. Rosenfeld
stuck on the backhand.
at the far point. Rosenfeld trying to get around Desmadriel. Now picked up by Barnhart. Barnhart deflects it all the way back into the Pioneer end. 54 seconds left to go in the Pioneer power play. 7:30 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Regina with the lead. It was a shorthanded goal on Pioneer power play just like this. Picked up by Jof. Jof coming down the near boards of the neutral zone. Jof trying to move it ahead. That gathered up coming in. Rosenfeld tipped back over. Pace trying to get a shot away. And knocked down outside the near circle. Held in by Jof as that will be a blocker save into the far corner.
That was destined for the blocker side high corner. That was sweet from here.
Pace trying to get it away. That backhanded to the blue line, held in.
Nice play, D to D.
Here comes Jof. Jof, ooh, the puck wouldn't settle down. Steered it outside the near circle as Rosenfeld sends it right back behind the goal.
No traffic in front either. That's
He's
gonna
been
be
trying
tough.
to fire it out. Good job by Garrett to tip it right back in along the end boards. Jof right back to the near point. Lewis trying to knock it
There we
away.
go. Oh.
Out in front as that tipped all the way in along the far boards into the far corner. Now Jof trying to get to it. Battle for it right in the slot. Picked up.
This could be good.
Deflected back into the near corner. He'd been trying to pull it out of the near corner. Trying to hold it in. Rosenfeld at the near point, but that pulled back.
Good riding time.
Here comes Desmadriel. Desmadriel.
It's probably going to be an ice.
As the penalty had expired, Pioneer got some pressure there, but it was really good defense by Regina to try and make it long shots and not allow anything out in front in the slot.
I'm not matching lines or keeping track of that, but I'm guessing they have a definitely PK unit out there that look very strong.
Indeed. 6:14 left to go here in the second one. Taylor in to take the face-off versus Portinga.
Oh!
Now Shikachi trying to get away. Shikachi
Nice
into the
try.
far corner.
Oh, what a
Shikachi
great play.
right into the slot that slips into the near corner. Portinga just couldn't get that on net. Now Bamford coming down the near side. Bamford fires it right back into the neutral zone. Fired in by Cundiff. Picked up in the slot now. Moved to the blue line. Held in there by Shikachi. Trying to get around right. Shikachi in along the end board. Shikachi back behind the goal. Trying a wraparound attempt. Garrett stops that. Puck in along the end boards. Portinga trying to get to it. Now Shikachi tips it and picked up in along the near forwards. Bamford trying to get it out of the zone. That right back into the neutral zone. Cundiff with it there. Trying to avoid pressure by Esch. Puck down the far boards. Racing over to get it is Woodside. Then sent back right into the neutral zone. Cundiff trying to chip it. Trying to
cutting through.
get to it as that's fired back by Bamford, but picked up by Pioneer Bergman. Down the near boards. Here comes Shikachi.
Give it to her. Give it to her.
Over to her left. That over to Heben is coming in. There's a shot and saved by Garrett.
Nice shot. Didn't go down on it. Stayed right up with a high shot. Bar down.
4:51 left to go here in the second. 1-goal game. Regina with the lead.
Regina's doing a great job of challenging that person coming in, carrying the puck. They got numbers. They've got somebody going right at her. So you don't have room to breathe. You got to think about where you're going with the puck before you get it.
Heben in versus Barnhart on the far face-off circle to Garrett's right.
Nice
That
draw.
grab. Jof with the shot blocker saved by Garrett. Bouncing puck on the far circle. Trying to hold it in. Back over there was Estella
Tough
Young.
race.
All the way back. Jof moves it in along the near boards, avoiding some big-time heavy pressure back over there by Lewis. Puck right in along the near boards. Jof picks it up back to her own blue line. Jof down the near boards. Lewis trying to chip that. Is trying to hold it in is Pace right at the near point. Pace trying to get a shot away. That's a pad save by Garrett. Back to the far point. Heben trying to hold it in. Heben top of the far circle. Lewis trying to get a stick in the way. That's saved by Garrett. 4:13 left to go.
I don't know what Lonnie said to him, but shots are 14 to Pioneer to 5 for Regina.
So it's almost
Totally inverse. I hope he says it to our club on Sunday night.
Is that puck on the far boards? Horvath trying to get to it. Ooh, that was
That was close.
opportunity is coming down the near boards, racing ahead with it. Here comes Barnhart. Barnhart outside the near circle. Barnhart, you can hear the ecstatic Regina cheering squad. As Barnhart top of the far circle. Barnhart trying to cut in. That tipped away, racing ahead.
Make her pay.
Here comes Rosenfeld. Rosenfeld has that poked away, but Heben coming ahead with it. Heben makes a move as Pioneer will have to touch up to avoid a delayed offsides. Heben right at center ice, trying to avoid pressure back there by Lewis. Heben into the slot. Barnhart trying to knock it away. That couldn't get through traffic. Puck outside the near circle. Heben trying to get to it. As they're out. Oh, a shot at Garrett with a fantastic save.
Backdoor play. Oh, that could have been interference.
Oh, pressure trying to come from Lewis. Pioneer gets it going the other direction. Tip back there. Rosenfeld trying to get to it. Here comes Lewis, top of the far circle. As that's a shot. Horvath trying to get in the way, and Templeton with the save. But Lewis with a blast from the top of the far circle to make it difficult.
End to end, baby.
3:11 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Regina with the lead. As the further this game goes on, the more just one little mistake here or there can cause a huge difference in the game.
And, you know, these benches aren't deep as far as numbers of bodies. I don't know what the girls' numbers are for people who can play.
Regina has about 7 people on the bench. Pioneer with a bit more.
Yeah, but it's still not a lot for a game that goes on and on.
And picked up back behind by Bamford, back behind the Pioneer goal. Bamford chases it in along the far boards. Woodside trying to knock that away. Picked up by Portinga, held in at the far point by Desmadril. Desmadril sends it back. Taylor underneath the near circle. Taylor trying to feed it out in front. That puck in along the near boards. Cundiff trying to get it out of the zone. That puck right at the near point is Jof trying to fire it, but there's a whistle.
Hand pass? Or no, somebody's gone.
As that looks like that's going to be a Bamford going off for a hooking. So a hooking call. Pioneer on the power play again.
Third time.
Yep. And Regina has not been on the power play. But Regina has the only goal on special teams. So Portinga in to take the face off. Trying to see on the other side, I believe that was Barnhart. As that sent all the way down, cleared all the way down the ice. 1:54 left to go here in the power play. 2:30 left to go as that puck would settle down. Coming ahead with it, Cundiff trying to move it through the neutral zone.
Oh.
As that's knocked away by Barnhart. Cundiff chipping it ahead. Here comes Heben. Heben gains his own. Heben trying to get around Lewis. Heben onto the far circle. Heben shot there. Deflected out in front. Good opportunity for Cundiff back into the neutral zone.
Yes, man, you got to be careful.
Chipped back. Cundiff has it at their own blue line down the far boards.
Nice pass.
Here comes Portinga trying to get around, knocking it away. Now back behind is Domke. Domke in along the near boards. Domke trying to feed it down as that'll slide all the way down the ice.
She's solid.
1:15 left to go here in the power play. 1:50 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Regina with the lead. And moved ahead down the far boards by Jof. Jof over center ice. Jof gains the zone. Jof top of the far circle. Jof with a blast. Garrett with a save. Portinga couldn't quite get it again. It came off to the near side, but bouncing puck now picked up, coming the other direction. Here comes Domke. Domke onto the near circle. Shot is that.
The pipe.
Oh, it hit the pipe, absolutely, all the way back in along the far boards. Coming ahead with it is Heben. Heben racing down with 42 seconds left to go in the power play. 1:15 left to go here in the second. Puck outside the near circle. Shikachi trying to move it back. And trying to pull it out of there is Portinga battling as that puck will, Shikachi trying to dig it out of there. And right back underneath the far circle. Sent back as that slips back into the neutral zone.
Got to be careful here.
Big time pressure coming as again trying to knock it away was Taylor and picked up and trying to get it away from Shikachi. Horvath trying to hold it in at the blue line. Horvath top of the near circle.
Take the shot.
Over to Shikachi. Shikachi that tipped away into the slot. That'll slide down the near boards as the power play has expired for Pioneer. 36 seconds left to go here in the second. Heben has it onto the near circle. That tipped away. As Regina really not allowing Pioneer to get anything going in the slot. Here comes Bamford. Bamford out of the blocks. Bamford with a shot. Good save by Templeton as that comes in along the near board. 16 seconds left to go in this second. All the way across. Pace picks it up down the far boards. Pace over center. Pace.
Just get out of this.
Gets into the zone with 8 seconds left to go. Pace into the far corner. Pace. Wide angle shot that goes back behind the Garrett. Picked up in along the near boards. 1 second left to go. And that will do it. 1-0 lead by Regina heading into the third as we'll have a nice resurfacing here. As the lone goal was a shorthanded goal, that by Domke at 8:28 in the first. The only other things to note have been 3 penalty kills by Regina. Shots on goal much better here.
Pioneer had 18 that period, and Regina had 8.
So 18-8.
Yeah, so we're looking at 23 to 22 now. Pioneer's up by 1.
23-22. So Pioneer takes the shot lead, but still very close. And we'll see what happens in the second period. What would you be telling? Well, first let's the leaders in the clubhouse at this moment, Regina. What would you be telling your team at this point going into the third?
They're keeping it close.
Yeah.
And they won that period, and our opposition won that period.
Yeah.
So we need to do what we did the first period and settle back down, and get some quality shots. Worry about our end, less shots in our end. If I'm Pioneers coach, I'm saying, look, if you could be 1-0 in the state championship game, and have outshot them in the second period, would you take it? Yeah. There's no reason for any fear. Respect, no fear. Just go out there and do what you did this period, and we're going to be fine. We just need to get a couple bounces, make some puck luck, and put it behind her. So
it has been the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed in Division II. It's the Division II state championship for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League. State champs is here, by the way, so you can check out their website. They'll have some highlights coming up on this game. We'll step away and play a little bit of music, and then we will be back with the third period.
You play the Michigan.
I do not. I do not have permission to play that during these games.
You play the Pioneer theme song?
Not because we're a neutral party
neutral
today.
Party.
So
That's right.
I can't play Push On for Pioneer.
I wouldn't even know what that was. I'm not sure the Rats have anything. Maybe they do.
I think they do now, but I
don't think they probably did back in my day. They were still arguing about whether they were going to be the River Rats.
Well, I think they came up with, because I've been to a lot of graduations for kids both sides, and I think one of the Huron player wrote an alma mater or a song.
Well, that's cool.
On the banks of the Huron River, not a couple years ago. So, yeah.
Is it blues? Oh, that's great. Good. All right. Well, I'll let you play your music.
Absolutely. We'll step away. We'll give you a break from us, and we'll be back for the third period action. It's the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League playoffs, the Division II championship game. As you can hear what's going on out here, is boy, the fans are all ready to go for this, the beginning of the third period.
Well, they got them jacked with the music, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Little free bird. There isn't a kid here that was born when, like you were saying, when that music came out.
It is really funny that all the games I go to, the music is probably 3/4 for people our age and a quarter for the kids on the ice.
That's nice of you to call us our age, Mark.
It depends on the morning how old I feel. That's all I'm saying. But we are incredibly lucky to be here for the Division II state championship game for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League, as it is Regina with the lead, 1-0. Now, there was a penalty at the end, at least it looks like a penalty at the end of the second that will put Regina short-handed, but their special teams has been outstanding. That has not been a problem for them. Their lone goal was actually a short-handed goal. So,
and if you're Pioneer right now, you're saying, okay, the hockey gods are saying the next call is on us.
Yes, absolutely.
So they've got to be super careful here not to take a penalty, because I suspect the special teams for this Regina squad on power play would be pretty strong.
They definitely have the speed to take it all the way across. Pioneer has some fast players as well. Regina has a few more and a couple from the back end.
That have the green light to take it.
Yeah.
You don't see Pioneer doing as much of that. There's a lot of carry and go and green light from the bench on the Regina side.
Portinga in to take the face-off. Barnhart on the other side.
Yeah, so we definitely short. We don't know why.
So I don't know. Something happened at the very end of last period. Dead puck foul, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Anyway, it comes back in along the near boards. Picked up back behind by Horvath, back in her own zone. Pressure coming from Lewis. Horvath has it in along the end boards.
Got to be careful of wet ice here.
As that puck stopped into the far corner. Now coming ahead with it. Shikachi
Nice
trying
play.
to move it over. As back over there, Heben now sent the other direction. Knocked down by Desmadrio. Now coming ahead with it.
You got to rip it.
Here comes Jof.
Nice.
Over and offside the call. Not by much, but it was.
A nice pass. Once again, she might have had to take it on the backhand, but at this point, everything on net.
Again, 3 official systems, so you do have a linesman keeping an eye on that. Portinga in to take the faceoff versus Barnhart. Domke has the lone goal. She's the one in the box. Is that puck coming in along the far boards, chipped and picked up. Now here comes Pioneer as Shikachi gets it outside the far circle, trying to get it over into the slot. As that one tipped right back behind the goal, in along the near boards. That looked like that had an opportunity.
Yeah, the goaltender was sliding beside.
Now racing ahead. Here comes Barnhart trying to get back past the defense. Barnhart coming in, shot. What a save by Templeton. Barnhart had a speed and a good blast. Templeton able to keep snug to the near post. Setting up back behind. Wright has it at her own blue line. Wright trying to feed it ahead. As that will be covered up. 51 seconds left to go here, or 50 seconds left to go in the power play. 13:49 left to go. Pioneer would love to get that next goal and get it tied up. Regina would love to pour on the goals and just not give Pioneer a chance to try and come back.
Pioneer's got to try to get set up in Regina's zone. They've given up 2 shots on the power play, have none themselves. So
Taylor in to take the faceoff versus Portinga. That moved in along the far boards, held in by Desmadrio. Into the far corner. Horvath feeds it along the far board. Shikachi trying to backhand it ahead.
Nice.
Picked up.
2-on-1.
Here comes Portinga. Portinga has Heben to her left. Portinga, top of the far circle. Portinga takes a shot. That got tipped right up above
There we go.
the crossbar, right
point.
at the blue line. Horvath with a blast. That sends in along the dasher. Moved in along the near boards by Regina as Alexis Young takes it. Tipped by Portinga back behind Desmadrio. Feeds it into the near corner. Heben back to Alexis Young at the near point. Alexis Young trying to avoid some heavy pressure, coming ahead with it. Here comes Lewis on a breakaway. Lewis comes into the slot. Lewis takes a move, shot. Templeton with a save on a point-blank shot by Lewis. Oh, what a
Nice save.
great save and a great opportunity for Regina.
Defenseman had the state of mind to go to a back check on her forehand and lift that stick in pressure rather than uselessly try to defend it from the other side.
And not getting a hooking penalty there,
Yeah.
which would be so tempting to do.
Right.
6 seconds left on the Pioneer power play, but again, Regina more shots than Pioneer on this power play. As Lewis goes off, Taylor in to take the face off.
You got to watch the player coming out of the box here.
As Ellis taking that face off, puck in along the near boards. Pioneer moves it ahead. Here comes racing down. Rosenfeld has it. Regina back to full strength. Wright picks it up. Wright trying to get it going the other direction. Cundiff has it. Now over to Jof. Jof down the far boards. Over to Pace. Pace trying to bring it in. Taylor racing over to provide pressure. Desmadril with a really good poke check. As there's a shot and a save by Garrett. Down the near boards. Pioneer trying to hold it in as Cundiff trying to keep it in, and Ellis as well as that tipped by Taylor.
There you go. All you need is a garbage goal right here.
Tipped away. Ash gets it ahead. Here comes Taylor racing back as Jof trying to run her wide as that right back off the glass into the far corner. Picked up back over there by Bamford. Now here comes Pioneer down the far boards. Racing head with it, Jof. Jof coming in. Ellis to her left. Jof, top of the far circle. Jof trying to get around
trailer right there.
Jof trying to come in, and that comes all the way back. Trying to get a centering attempt, but just no one with the stick right there. Chipped in along the near boards. Ash trying to get it out of the zone. That comes all the way back. Pace chases back into her own zone with 11:53 left to go here in the Division II State Championship game for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League. 1-0, Regina with the lead. Domke trying to dump it deep. That fired right back as that will end up just to the left. Icing waved off. Picked up by Wright. Wright trying to weave her way through traffic. Wright gets ahead of steam going right into the zone. Right top of the near circle with a blast. That gloved high into the far corner. Horvath trying to get it out of the zone. Held in by Barnhart. Nope, knocked back into the neutral zone. Regina has to touch up. That puck right back in along the far boards right in front of the Pioneer bench. Brought in by Barnhart. Barnhart has that pulled away by Portinga. Portinga back behind her own goal into the near corner. Portinga trying to drive it. Now there's Lewis right back in as Pace picks it up down the far boards for Pioneer. Barnhart pressure.
Area pass. That's all right.
Ricochets back. Now trying to feed it the other direction. It's Desmadril. Alexis Young trying to get to it. Now coming in with it. Top of the near circle. Barnhart with a shot that goes into the far corner. Lewis with it. Lewis trying to get it back. That deflected into the slot. Now Desmadril. The shot that got knocked down. Desmadril trying to hold it in. That'll slide all the way back with 10:38 left to go here in the third.
Oh, my.
All right, out. And Domke trying to chip that and covered up by Garrett. Eben trying to get a stick on it and poke it in, but good job by Garrett to.
Late whistle, so she was okay there.
Face-off in the far face-off circle. That's going to be to the left of, no, to the right of Garrett, forgive me, in the near face-off circle. Portinga to take the face-off. Taylor on the other side as both of these fan bases urging their team on. It's a tight game. As we figured it would be between these two fantastic teams. Tip right back into the neutral zone. Estella Young has it at her own blue line, trying to avoid pressure from Bamford. That banked off of the far board ahead to Shikachi. Shikachi brings it ahead, trying to get it over to Portinga. Portinga trying to drive it back deep. Portinga into the far corner. And pulled back behind. Pioneer trying to feed it out in front. That deflected back into the near corner. Pressure there as he'd been trying to fire it all the way across. Now racing over. Jof has that tipped away. Estella Young racing back. Bamford trying to get to it first. Estella Young chips it right to the far point. Now Shikachi trying to move it ahead. Here comes Heben. Heben into the zone.
Right
Good
there.
poke check by Wright.
Got numbers 3-on-1 and deep.
Into the near corner. Shikachi with it. That moved right back behind Desmadril. Feeds it down the far boards over to Bamford. Good job by Heben trying to hold it in. There's a shot tipped
puck
into the near corner. Trying to pull it away is Shikachi now down the near boards. That up high. Taylor trying to get to it. Ash feeds it ahead. Now Heben trying to knock it away as Ash trying to pull that away. Now Bamford down the far boards. Ellis trying to chip it the other direction. Big battle right in front of the scorer's bench. Move back to the Pioneer blue line. Cundiff ahead to Heben. Heben trying to make her way around Lewis. That puck in along the near boards.
there. Good shot.
And that comes
Just missed the pipe.
just outside the far circle. Domke trying to feed it all the way down. Now Bergman right in front of the scorer's bench. That tipped away by Lewis. Lewis coming down the far boards. Lewis trying to get it into the zone. That move back. Here comes Pioneer. Knocked away. As coming in is Barnhart. Barnhart top of the far circle.
shoot.
Into the slot. Shot and a goal.
That's a goal. Backhand
As-
roofed it. That's not the goalie's fault.
Not at all. There was nothing Templeton could do coming across the crease from the far side to the near side and able to just get it.
Roofed it.
Yeah. Just in that upper right-hand corner, and that's a heck of a goal to make it 2-0.
I thought I heard bar. I thought I heard metal too, so that may have been bar down.
Absolutely.
Well, Pioneers got to hope they're happy. Get them while they're too happy. See how they respond.
So 2-0. Regina with the lead as that puck in along the near boards, racing back over to Gids. Cundiff underneath the near circle. Cundiff coming back behind the goal. Cundiff coming down the far boards.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb here and say that the next goal is really huge.
Absolutely. Barnhart with the goal. Couldn't hear the assist, but picked up by Wright. Wright goes back behind the Regina goal. Stop there. 8:20 left to go. 2-0. Regina with the lead. Picked up now coming down the near boards. Here comes Regina racing ahead with it. Into the zone is Barnhart. Barnhart with the second goal. That comes all the way in along the far boards.
She's going for the natural right there.
Held in by Domke. Stopped trying to cover it up as Domke had the first goal. Barnhart with the second goal.
Okay, they got to. Pioneer needs to shake it up, get those shots like they did in the second period.
I know they always say that the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous goal in all of hockey, but I'm sure Regina would prefer to have the 2-0 lead rather than 0-2.
I always say whatever the lead is the hardest. As a joke, because I want everybody to focus on keeping that lead no matter what.
Absolutely coming ahead with it. Here comes Pioneer trying to bring it at his Heben. That's sent back by Bamford. Bamford the other direction. Portinga right at her own blue line. Portinga trying to feed it back. Picked up by Domke. Domke weaving through traffic. Domke top of the far circle. Domke into the far corner. That goes deflected by Portinga back into the far corner. Now right back behind the Pioneer goal into the near corner. Ash moves it back. Picked up by Desmadril. Desmadril then knocked away. Here comes Pioneer down the near boards. Portinga has it. Portinga into the zone. That knocked away. Puck coming in along the near board. Shikachi with it. Shikachi. Oh, that right through the crease. Heben outside the far boards as Bamford and Heben got tied up as the Regina fans want a penalty. That shot on goal, and Templeton covers it up.
That was not a penalty. I mean, come on. You got to let them skate. They got tangled up. Nobody did anything on purpose.
Well, the officials keep the hands down. We keep playing. 7:06 left to go here, 2-0. Regina with the lead. Face off in the far face-off circle.
Regina doing a great job of keeping Pioneer on the outside. There's very little penetration. If there's somebody coming through the center, they've got a body on them. And you just don't have time to get a shot off.
Desmadril in to take the face-off. Portinga on the other side. That puck right into the slot. Picked up. On top of the near circle as Barnhart trying to get a shot away. Heben knocks that down. Battle for it in along the near boards. Fed down. Here coming ahead with it. Heben trying to get it back deep. And rocket it back. Heben has it at the near point. Heben coming in. Shot. That got deflected out in front in along the end boards. And trying to pick it up. Taylor trying to move it ahead. That knocked down. Lewis had it right back into the neutral zone. Now Joe all the way across. Portinga, top of the far circle. Portinga trying to get a shot away. Desmadril blocks that. 6:30 left to go here in the third. 2-0. Regina with the lead.
There she got the look.
As Desmadril trying to move it ahead. That went off of a Pioneer skate. Lewis chasing it back as that in along the end boards. Joe fires it all the way around. Over.
Good play.
Here comes Shikachi. Shikachi 2-on-2. As he'd been onto the far side. Shikachi into the far corner. Trying to get it across, and that deflected. Good job by Garrett.
She's going to go. She's going to go.
As there is a
Let her go by herself, guys.
Hand raised. Just trying to see who was out. Bamford, I believe, was out there, and that got tipped off of Bamford's skate, and a really good job by Garrett to hold it in.
It wasn't really, there was no whistle yet. She just knocked her down.
As the officials talking, and
it's a
roughing call, as that is here in the third penalty to Regina.
Frankly, the way they have killed penalties, I wouldn't be too upset about this.
No, Barnhart in the box. Barnhart had the second goal for Regina. Domke should be out there, I believe. Yep, who had the first shorthanded goal. Puck pulled. Heben trying to get a shot away. That into the slot, sent right back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. 5:55 left to go.
I don't think Pioneers had a shot on goal in their last 2 power plays.
Jove, top of the far circle. There's a shot, knocked away.
Through.
Picked up, now coming down the far boards. Racing ahead with it. Here comes Domke, poked away. Jove has it, Jove. And coming in, top of the far circle. And there's going to be another
now
penalty.
That's going to upset them.
As Jove goes down, and the
going to be a trip.
The Regina fans are incensed by that.
Yeah. Now it's 5-on-3, a hook.
1 minute 27 second, 5-on-3.
So it's six penalties for Regina, 0 for Pioneer.
That is where it is at this point, and I'm sure every Regina fan at home is well aware of that.
That the hockey gods are thinking, wow, Pioneer's going to get a lot of penalties in the last 5 minutes.
There's Jove with a shot and covered
through.
up by Garrett. Portinga right there.
That's only Pioneer's 4th shot of the period.
1 minute 21 seconds left to go here in the first in the 5-on-3.
Guess I'm glad Regina's not losing.
Face off in the far face-off circle. That to Garrett's left. Again, 1:21 left to go on 5-on-3. 2-goal lead. Desmadril over to take the face-off versus Portinga. As the official having a talk with the Regina bench. As coach has his say across the way. We're ready to get going. 5-on-3 for 1 minute 20 seconds left to go. Puck in along the far board. Shikachi trying to get to it. And battle for it outside the far circle. Now Desmadril rims it all the way around outside the near circle. Cundiff has it. Top of the near circle shot
Nice
there.
shot.
That got blocked by Wright. Is Wright getting the body in the way. 1 minute left of 5-on-3 hockey. Is that off the side of the net? Now right out in front. That deflected. Good defense by Regina.
Regina's down. Got a player down. It's 5-on-2.
Coming in, here comes Heben. Heben with the shot. That just goes wide to the near side. 45 seconds left to 5-on-3 hockey. Cundiff, as that slips all the way down. Jove racing back. Taylor trying to provide pressure on Pioneers. Jove picks it up back behind her own goal. 35 seconds left to 5-on-4 hockey. Long pass ahead to Shikachi. Intercepted by Desmadril. Sent the other direction, right back into the Pioneer zone. 25 seconds left of 5-on-3 hockey. Quickly ahead, trying to get to Heben. That rocketed the other direction by Wright, and offside the call.
Say, you can't hear it, but it should have been.
19 seconds left of 5-on-3 hockey.
I'm not sure. I know we don't practice much 5-on-3. I'm not sure in the high school level with limited practice time how much you'd get to do that.
It doesn't probably happen often.
I mean, it's one thing for the power play. It's another for PK.
Indeed. Portinga versus Desmadril, just outside of the Regina zone. Pulled in, coming outside the near circle. Shikachi trying to get a shot away. That goes
Still
just
doesn't
wide
get a
and along
shot.
the near side. 10 seconds left to 5-on-3 hockey. As Alexis Young trying to get to it now. Right to Shikachi in the slot. Shikachi with the shot. That got out in front, covered
it was
up.
open under her. Ooh.
As Portinga right there, as the whistle blows it dead. 2 seconds left to 5-on-3 hockey. Face off in the far face-off circle.
Pioneer, even 5-on-3, just does not have room.
As it has been really good defense.
Super tight. I mean, Regina's willing to block shots. Get dirty.
Portinga again in the face-off versus Desmadril. Back to the far point. There's comes into the near corner. 30 seconds left to 5-on-4 hockey now. Pioneer with the power
Another
play.
block shot.
Knocked away as Alexis Young has it at the near point. Sends it. Heben. That off the side of the net. Sent in along the near boards. Alexis Young. That slip past.
They're going to kill it.
Cundiff coming back. 14 seconds left to 5-on-4 hockey. Now coming in. Here comes Cundiff onto the far circle. Cundiff with the shot. Saved by Garrett. 6 seconds left in the power play for Pioneer. 3:37 left here in the third.
Now Pioneer has to be smart and make sure they've got somebody watching this player coming out of the box.
And pretty soon, Pioneer needs to get a goal within the next couple minutes, or it's going to be really difficult. It hasn't been easy versus this really good Regina team. Pioneer battling as Jof goes all the way back into the far corner. Jof pick it up back behind underneath the near circle and down the near boards. Jof trying to get it. Bamford trying to hold it in. That right at the near point. Now brought ahead with it. 3:16 left to go. Into the zone is Heben. Heben outside. That backhanded feed as that into the near corner.
Gut check time.
Jof trying to get to it. 3:05 left to go here in the third. 2-0. Regina with the lead. Lewis backhands it right back out into the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Bamford. Bamford races into the slot. Bamford shot there. That deflected. Power play now coming up for Regina. Hooking the call.
Yeah. That's going to make it tough for the last 2:49.
It is going to be, 49 seconds of non-special team play unless something else happens.
I get to see the Regina power play, although I'm guessing they're going to put a tether on them a little bit. You don't want anybody behind.
You don't want a Pioneer player to get back behind your defense.
No.
So
you're playing.
I would bet they'll keep they'll keep one of the defenders around center ice if they need to.
You want to keep playing for your goaltender now too.
Absolutely.
Now, do you pull your goalie? I don't know. It's tough.
If you get it down, is that coming over and covered up by Templeton? I don't know when you pull it, but it would be tough on the penalty kill to pull your goalie. That would be difficult.
But this is win or go home.
Indeed. There is no game tomorrow. This is the Division II state championship for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League.
At this point, you just go for two.
As that coming in along the near boards, trying to feed it ahead. Pioneer trying to get it out of the zone. Barnhart holds it in. Cundiff outside the near circle. Ash puts it back deep. Trying to get around Lewis back there. Now the puck down the far boards. 1 minute, 38 seconds in the Regina power play. Back into the Regina zone. That put back into the far corner. Cundiff trying to get it back deep. Desmadrio has it back behind her own goal. Desmadrio into the far corner. Now bringing it ahead. And poked back away. Now Domke has it.
Here we go.
Fired right. Pace intercepts it right at center.
It's good.
1:15 left to go in the power play for Regina. Into the near corner it goes. As Pace has it underneath the near circle. Knocked away by Desmadrio.
What a shot.
That clicked off into the slot. Now in along the near boards. Getting it out of the zone is Ash. Ash fires it.
That would have been huge.
Brought right back in by Pace, but tipped away. Good job by Barnhart to get it right back into the neutral zone. Cundiff fires it back deep with 51 seconds left on the power play for Regina.
You're killing the penalty, but you've got to go after it because you've got to score a goal.
Domke moves ahead, weaving through traffic. Domke into the slot. Shot there. Saved by Templeton.
She is smooth. Smooth.
Domke has the ability as well as right to really make some moves through traffic. And
she's hypnotic the way she walks by him.
Oh, yeah. 1 minute, 26 seconds left to go here.
What's the rule on timeouts now?
I believe each team has a timeout.
Yep, there you go. Oh, my goodness. It was almost as if it was a perfect segue.
It would be like a coach thinking this would be a perfect time to call a timeout if I was on the bench. So thank you, Coach Ned. I appreciate that.
For either one of them, by the way.
Yes. I believe that was actually Regina, but they want to make sure you don't want to make any mistakes. You have the Division II state championship within your grasp. You can see it, you can taste it, but you don't want to give Pioneer any sort of momentum.
And Pioneer's got to have those forecheckers on the PK. It doesn't do any good to get out of this with nothing. You got to try to get a shorty here.
Yeah.
You get a shorty here, things get crazy.
Pioneer has some very fast skaters. Shikachi can move, Portinkin can move, Jof can move, as well as a few others.
Yeah, get them on the forecheck and try to take that puck on those deep drops, take it away from them, put it in the hole.
But it is.
But you can hear a pin drop here.
It is, yeah.
You can cut it. Of course, I have headphones on.
that makes it help, absolutely.
And they're not paying the stupid music because the coaches probably want to be able to talk to their teams. Good for them. I hate that. You can't even communicate.
You're gathered around your team, and they're blasting some sort of song, and you're like, I
Freebird.
can't talk to my people.
Yeah, half your team's dancing. You're like, come on, let's focus here.
Oh, well, we have yet to see a Chapel Roan song played, and that typically gets the young ladies on the bench doing their dance. So
I've got shots 10 for Regina and 9 for Pioneer. So it's been a very close period.
And that would mean the shots are tied for the game, but the big thing up on the board, 2-0, Regina with the lead, 1:26 left to go in the game, 37 seconds left on the Regina power play. Pioneer hoping for a miracle, Regina trying to stay steady and finish this game off and win the state championship.
There's a lot of moms here with their hands crossed and fingers crossed and everything. It's interesting.
Everyone's ready to jump to their feet. Desmadril in to take the face off, Portinga on the other side. There's that puck. Fired, now pulled away by Cundiff, back behind her own goal. 30 seconds left to go in the power play. There's that puck. Cundiff rims it all the way around the far boards. Racing over to get his Domke. Domke at that far point, trying to get another shot away. That's steered in along the end boards. Now Desmadril out in front. And oh boy, Templeton got a piece of it. Domke into the far corner. 15 seconds left on the power play. As it is 1 minute left in regulation.
Right. Just take it back and play with it a while. 4 corners here. Doesn't matter.
Now Wright trying to move it ahead to Barnhart. That back. Cundiff has it. 50 seconds left to go. Power play has expired
Joff's
for
gonna make a
Regina.
run here.
Now here comes Joff down the near boards. Joff.
People got to get in
Outside
front
the
with
near
her.
circle. Joff trying to peel it off the board. Now Shikachi right there as well.
Oh,
That-
too nice. What do you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Too many players on the ice. That'll be a penalty for Pioneer. As well, no, I don't know. They had the goalie pulled.
Yeah. Did they go too soon? It was their mistake. They had the goalie pulled, so it was legal.
They had my thinking was they had the goalie pulled. It was legal, but people blew the whistle because they didn't realize that.
Now, see,
Everybody's human.
they've got a girl back playing pseudo goalie. She's got to be the one scoring goals here.
Coming ahead, Pace trying to get to a pace. Top of the far circle, 29 seconds left to go. Sent to the blue line. Eben, top of the far circle. That goes just
Blocked.
wide to the far side. Picked up underneath. Now fired all the way
play.
down.
Smart play. We'll take it.
As that will be icing and come back. 16.3 seconds left to go.
Now
Here.
Pioneer should take a timeout and draw up a play. Lonnie's got his clipboard. Yep, he's calling a timeout.
So Pioneer calls a timeout with 16.3 seconds left to go. It would be some kind of miracle if Pioneer could get a couple goals in 16.3 seconds, but you're always going to battle because there is no tomorrow. You're playing for the state championship.
So now you got to work out who shoots which side and who's got the one-timer. And you do not want that extra player at the blue line. You pretty much want everybody moving forward. So you might have a player or two behind on the face-off circle.
Indeed.
Maybe one at the blue line for a drop back, but you want people going to the net. At least 2, maybe 3 going to the net.
Well, it has been a good playoff run for both of these teams, winning a pair of games to get here. It's been a good game between these two teams. One of these teams is going to leave incredibly disappointed. The other one incredibly elated.
Yeah.
As everyone has their phones out ready to capture the moment. If once this is done, there'll be some items on the ice, and then I think the Division II team, who's the winner, will be by their locker room, and they'll sign. They've had each of the teams sign as they've advanced, which has caused a lot of fun scenes in the locker room. Again, the Division I championship game between Mid-Michigan and the last year's D1 champion Grosse Pointe South will be happening at 5 o'clock.
It's interesting. I don't have the same buy-in to this as when I'm doing the U of M women's, where it's my team, my girls and stuff. So I'm not as nervous or tense or saddened. It's just good hockey.
Absolutely.
Building the sport. Here we go.
Jofin to take the face off. I believe that's Desmadra on the other side. Cundiff has it at the near point. 13 seconds left to go. As Wright trying to get it out of the zone. That tip back into the neutral zone. Pioneer has to touch up. 6 seconds.
Offsides.
As that brought back as offside call with 5 seconds left to go. As the Regina Lutheran North fans ready to explode to our left.
They are chanting as we count down. And I think we're out of timeout. So
Yep, we're out of timeouts. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that will do it. Your Division II state champions for the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League is Regina Lutheran North as they win a 2-0 game to win the Division II state championship.
and on the last play of the game, it didn't count. They got an open netter. Wow.
As Pioneer gathered around their coaching staff, they will take solace as a good run at the end there. You know, Jeff Cass in the building. We appreciate him coming. Good teacher at Pioneer, and he's helped us out do play-by-play. As the winners, Regina gathered in along the near boards.
Shots were even for the game, 32-32.
That is impressive.
That is
and a breakaway shorthanded goal, and then another one by Barnhart.
And Regina killed 6 power plays.
Just impressive. Their special teams was something crazy.
Yeah. They earned it, that's for sure.
As they limited what Pioneer could do on the special teams.
Two different methods that worked out for Regina. A lot of end-to-end rush type versus passes.
As again, state champs getting some in the huddle coverage there, so keep your eye out on the state champs site. I think they might even get a little bit of the celebration locker room and things. They do a fantastic job promoting high school sports, and we are very grateful for them here today. Again, the Division I state championship game will happen at 5 o'clock, but we want to hold it here as there will be some announcements on the ice. I believe both squads are going to get a...
Did they vote on a player of the game or anything like that, Mark?
I do not believe they did that last year, not that I was aware of.
Okay.
Or the year before that. We've been very lucky to 2 years ago we did just the D1 all the way through the championship, and this year, last year we were able to do the entire playoffs, and one more game of the entire playoffs happening next, as we are very proud to try and bring you these amazing athletes in this fantastic sport.
And now it's definitely a yard sale in the Regina end.
So both squads going to line up at the blue lines. Yeah, definitely a yard sale with all the gloves and the
Make
sticks
sure
over
you
to the
don't
left.
trip on your stuff. This is where the losers want us, coaches want them to stay out there and feel it, so they'll be inspired for next year.
Then you just want to. I mean, you were the runner-up. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Oh no!
So it's great to be the runner-up. You want to celebrate what you accomplished, but it's gotta be just a little bit of tough being the runner-up where you got to the final game. Regina able to have that joy, that state championship for D2. Again, this was the number 1 and number 2 seed in Division II. Same thing happened with Division I. It's the number 1 and number 2 seed playing. So we have had some great teams, some great hockey all of this tournament. As they get lined up, and I think we're going to have little medals or items for both squads here.
I know Sue works hard on this with this group.
As, by the way, Eve Clare, the athletic director for Pioneer out there, she's going to give the runner-up medal to Pioneer as the Pioneer fans cheer, and then so Eve Clare handing out medals. And first there'll be the Pioneer team. Bacallis skates out to get her medal. And we want to thank Eve Clare, by the way, because she gave us our first shot at doing broadcasting. As Bergman out getting her medal. Shikachi coming out, and I like this. When you get the medal, shaking hands with the opposing team, love to see good sportsmanship out there. Cundiff goes over to get her medal. As Ellis skates over to get her medal. Heben skates over to A.D. Claire. Horvath comes over. She collects her medal. Jof goes over to get her medal.
Good captain. She's probably grabbing it for somebody who's not here.
Absolutely.
The second one.
She's got two there. Kang going over to get one. That's what you want your team leadership to do, right?
Yep.
As Pace comes over to get her medal. Portinga comes over to get her medal. Ravelli skates over. Rosenfeld comes over to get her medal. Soriano over to get her medal. Templeton again played a whale of a game, as I think that might have been, I don't see hers, that might have been the person Jof got to it, I think. Now over Woodside, coming over to shake hands. As Estella Young over to get her medal. And Alexis Young goes over to get her medal. Lynn Harrison Lee, head coach for Pioneer, goes over to get her medal and gets a big hug from A.D. Claire. Lon Grantham. We'll be playing hockey with Coach Ned later.
Sunday night.
Natalie Grantham. Of course, we appreciate the Granthams, all they've done for hockey in the Ann Arbor area. Steve Green, assistant coach.
Greeny. I didn't know he was working with him. He's a good goalie. He's got more goalie equipment than...
And Elise Johnson, assistant coach out there, comes over. So Pioneer gets a finalist trophy for being the runner-up for Division II. Joe Portinga over with that, and now the moment that all the Regina fans have been waiting for. As Sue McDowell. A big round of applause for the 2025 Division II Michigan Girls High School Hockey League champions, Regina Lutheran North. Emily Franken, athletic director for Regina out there. Bamford skates over to get her medal. And again, they come over and shake hands with all the other players. And Barnhart skates over to get her medal. She had the second goal to seal the game. As out there, Brown getting her medal. DeRertini out there. Desmadril.
Now this is a nice ceremony.
Indeed. Domke, who had the first goal, shorthanded goal to get the scoring started.
She was dominant.
As Ash skates over to get her medal. Garrett, the goalkeeper, who had a shutout in the state championship game. That is something that not a lot of people can say.
Right. I got shot out of it, but I didn't have a shutout.
Coaching over to get her medal. Lewis also had a really good game, over to get her medal.
Wow, that goalie's wearing a C too. Good for her. That means you're really special.
Marakacic out there. Daniela to get her medal.
Number 22, Lainey
Taylor skates over to get her medal.
And number 72, Lana
Wright again had a really good game on defense for Regina.
Yeah.
She
solid.
seemed to have her stick in the way of the puck all the time.
Paul Buscemi.
Paul Buscemi, head coach. Bill Dupart, assistant coach. Mealy Taylor, assistant coach for the team. Brianna Weglers, assistant coach. Believe a former player with the team. Now the captains are getting the D2 State Championship plaque from the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League. Your winners, Regina Lutheran North. As that is a happy team there.
Well, they skated around, Mark, like the cup.
Not that I know of, I don't believe so.
If they do, they better not trip.
I would be paranoid. I couldn't imagine lifting a plaque like that. Would be one thing. I couldn't imagine lifting the Stanley Cup. I would be so paranoid to drop that thing. And yeah,
We do it with the heavy men's, but the difference is there's no confetti. When they start throwing stuff on the ice like confetti and things, then you're really in trouble.
absolutely. As they're coming in to get the picture here, is we'll let the party continue. We're going to step away. The next game will be at 5 o'clock, as that is going to be the Mid-Michigan Alliance, and they'll be taking on Grosse Pointe South for the Division I Michigan Girls High School Hockey League Championships. Congratulations to both of these teams, Pioneer, the runner-up, and Regina Lutheran North, the winner of Division II. It has been a privilege to bring you these playoffs and these amazing athletes. We're very grateful for your support of women's hockey. Again, if you can get to the PWHL game on the 16th to prove we deserve a franchise where women in this state can see that there is a path to play professionally and try and continue working hard.
Grow the sport.
So our camera, James Wiseman, Coach Nick Lisson, our color commentator. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Regina Lutheran North, and we'll be back at 5 o'clock for the D1 game.